Moses and the Red Sea. They were trapped, a vast sea in front of them, an army behind them, and no way to escape. But what happened next became one of the greatest miracles in history. Egypt and slavery, 0:15 to 1. In ancient Egypt, the Israelites lived as slaves under the rule of Pharaoh. Day after day, they worked under the burning sun, building cities they would never live in. Their lives were filled with suffering, pain, and hopelessness, but they cried out for help, and God heard them. Moses chosen. God chose a man named Moses, not a king, not a warrior, but a humble shepherd. God spoke to Moses and gave him a mission, to go to Pharaoh and demand freedom for his people. Moses stood before Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh refused. Struggle and escape. Despite many warnings and powerful signs, Pharaoh's heart remained hard. But finally, after great events, he allowed the Israelites to leave Egypt. Thousands of people began their journey to freedom, walking into the unknown, guided only by faith. The trap. But suddenly, everything changed. Pharaoh regretted his decision. He sent his army, horses, chariots, and soldiers, to chase them down. The Israelites found themselves trapped, the Red Sea in front of them, and the Egyptian army closing in behind. Fear and doubt. The people were terrified. They cried out in fear, "Why did you bring us here to die?" There was no bridge, no boats, no escape. The miracle begins. But Moses stood firm. He lifted his staff and trusted in God. A strong wind began to blow. The sky darkened, and something impossible started to happen. Sea splits. The waters of the Red Sea began to divide, rising higher and higher, forming massive walls on both sides. And in the middle, a dry path appeared. Crossing, the Israelites walked through the sea on dry ground, step by step, fear turning into faith. The end of the army. The Egyptian army followed them into the sea, but when the people reached the other side, the waters returned, the sea closed, and the army was gone. Ending. The Israelites were finally free. What seemed impossible became a miracle, because when there is no way, God makes a way.